We are Dave, Carrie, and Rudel. In 2018, we set out to explore one adventure at a time. Join us as we continue our journey to find the best free camping.
This is great. I love it.
Hannah has been spoiling us with dinner. So tonight is Korean ribs?
Yeah, kalbi.
Okay. She tried to get me to say it earlier and I couldn't say it. And last night we had spring rolls.
Right.
Look how delicious this looks. So Hannah's traveling with us a bit and she's traveling in a ProMaster.
Hello.
How long have you been in your ProMaster?
Well, I had ProMaster almost a year, but actually traveling only been a couple months.
Couple months? You're gonna knock me over, buddy. Hi. What are you working on today?
Well, they had these posts. These are old 6x6s, so I think there was a sign here. But that a long time ago, they probably got chopped down but not removed. And they had them marked with these stakes so people wouldn't trip on them. I'm just going to dig it out, cut it down, and then fill it back in so it's back to the original surface. So I got all my tools out. I've been working hard to get it done. Just so happens that Hannah has a Sawzall. So now it's going to make this a lot easier. Yay!
That's awesome, Dave. High five. Leave it better than you find it. It's about 3 o'clock and most of the day is pretty bearable, but around the 3 o'clock mark, you just got to go sit in the river. And I have to show you what how Dave is cooling off. Also around this time, the biting flies have come out. And this is how the boys are cooling off. Hi buddy, you cooling off in the water? Oh, good boy, come on. Is that better?
Better. Perfect spot to be on a warm day. You can sure hear that river running. So we're getting ready to leave, and I stuck Rudel's blanket on the table here just to kind of help hold down our campsite. And oh, there's a butterfly. What is that, Rudel? Oh yeah, very gentle. And the first thing Rudel does is run right to the table, get on top and sit down on the blanket. But anyhow, we're getting ready to leave here. We are going to the coast. We're going to the beach today, and we've got our tent set out to save our spot. So this should be a fun day. The sun is shining. It's warm across all of the United States. I think it's going to be very pleasant on the beach. Are you ready, Rudel? Are you ready? Let's go. Went from 84 degrees to 63 degrees.
Wow, in like 2 miles?
Yeah. Probably be closer to 50 by the time that we open the door.
And it looks busy. They use parking, backpacker, bus, RV parking. Ooh. I don't know if there's any parking.
Wow. That is crazy. There are 2 parking lots here, and they're both completely full, but we are braving the crowds because what we've come to see here at the beach is not visible or doable until low tide. So we've got a little while to hang out, and then we're gonna go for a walk on the beach. This is one of very few beaches where you can take your dog right out on the sand, and it's in a national park. So we're gonna let Rudel play around a little bit while we wait for the tide to get low. Oh, nice day to be out here. I wish we could paddleboard or kayak out to those islands.
I know. Look at the waves.
Pretty good waves today. It's pretty cool being on a beach where you can see all these trees right up on the shoreline. And some of them are still alive, you know, how many storms that they've probably survived through. And then all the other ones just get washed up in a big pile.
Look at this tree.
Rudel wants to get up there too. What are you doing, Rudel? Rudel! Oh, hi! Oh, he's like, I want up there. Oh, he did. Don't take. Yeah, don't take him up to the top. Good boy, Rudel.
We have arrived at the reason why we hiked all the way down here. We might get wet, but we're gonna go for it. Low tide is in about 45 minutes. I think it's good. Think so? Okay. All right, this is the way we're going.
We ended up getting back from the beach super late after just an amazing day. and didn't do any more filming for the rest of the day. Look at Rudel standing on this giant stump. It reminds me of a redwood tree. This thing was huge. But we picked up a patron and he's joined us here, and we think we're just gonna kick back and have a nice relaxing day today, hang out in the shade, maybe go for a swim. Come on, Rudel. Good boy. Good boy. I wanted to give you a quick glimpse of the campground in prime season on a Saturday. And this is a small campground. It's 15 miles off the main road and it's completely packed. And the reason why we try not to do Saturdays is because we've already seen at least a dozen cars come in here looking for a place to camp and had to turn around. And the day's not even over yet. So it is packed to the max. There's gonna be no new campers up here. I wouldn't doubt if we see a dozen more cars come through looking for a place to camp. I know some people don't have a choice and have to try to do what they can on the weekends. But if you have the choice, you know, go for a Monday or Tuesday or a Wednesday. And this is Darren's van right here, and you might be able to see on the rooftop, he's got Skylink, and even though we're in the middle of nowhere, he's getting some internet here. And then if he drives to any clearing, and we have one that's less than a mile away from here, he's got a nice strong signal and he can get work done while he's traveling. And I think Darren and I are gonna go for a little hike. There's a trailhead about 2 miles away. We are here at the trailhead, and I am shocked that there's even a car here. And let's go take a look. South Fork Hoe Trail. And hopefully there's a little bit of information on it, but it looks pretty. So if you're going to stay overnight, you do need to get a backcountry permit, but you can hike the trail and camp overnight if you have it. And it looks like a pretty good spot to do that to me. Oh, I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. All right, so when you park, when you have solar panels, you're always thinking about getting sun. So Darren will be getting sun as we go for our hike. Did it say how long the trail was?
8 miles round trip.
Oh, 4 up and 4 back, okay.
I don't know if I'll make it all that way.
Oh no, we don't have to do 8 miles. I like to go slow and look at stuff anyway. What really slowed me down was learning about wild edibles and mushrooms and stuff like that. Now I'm crawling.
I'll let my feet sweat, it's okay.
Since it hasn't rained for over a week, it doesn't look much like a rainforest.
Yeah.
Looks pretty lush, but it doesn't look wet at all. Good job. Alrighty, so we're about a mile up the trail, maybe a little less than that, and we are entering the Olympic National Park, if you can read that through the cobwebs. And they have a sign in here for people that have the wilderness permit that are staying overnight. It honestly doesn't look like it's been used for a long time. Oh, here we go. Trail ends in about 3 miles, big flat and 0.9. I bet you that's the camping area. I'm starting to see a few really big trees. I think it's a spruce, but I'm no spruce expert. That's a massive tree right there. Huge! All right, Darren just pointed out these elk track here. And this is a big elk. That thing is huge. There's another one there sinking down in the mud. Doesn't look super fresh. And then, but I know there's bear in this area, so we're gonna keep an eye out for that. And there's the river. I think we're gonna call this the end of the trail and turn around and head back, but pretty fun ending up at the river after going through a deep, dark, lush rainforest to get here. Super big trees, a lot of ferns, all kinds of different moss, and then rewarded with the river at the end. And there actually is 2 people out here, and they're fishing, I'm guessing for cutthroat trout. All right, I definitely recommend the South Fork Hoe Trail. It's only a couple miles from camp. We did about a little under 4-mile trip down to the river and back. Absolutely beautiful. Take your time, have some fun, and cool off. Even on a hot day, it feels nice in the shade of the trees. And wait till you see how giant the trees are here. Time to head back to camp. All right, and this is the swimming hole. It's very close to camp. And I heard Rudel down here already. So, yep, there's Rudel. Gonna have to head down there and jump in. Rudel doesn't know I'm coming yet. Let's see what he does when he sees me. Wow, that sounds like Rudel Doodle. That sounds like Rudel Doodle. Oh, hi. Hi. Hi, boy. Wow. Where's mommy at? Woohoo! Get that on that hill? Yeah. I have my GoPro. I don't think I brought it with me.
It's a bit cold. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Are you ready? Good boy.
About this location is the river. It's beautiful. There's a swimming hole that's right down from the bridge. That is the perfect place to swim and cool off.
It is the perfect place to swim. You go upstream, you jump in, and you float down, and it's gradual. You can walk back out. Yep. I'm not a strong swimmer, and you saw how much I was swimming in it, so that means
you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, and it's easy to swim there.
Okay, so what you need to know about this campground, first off, it's a DNR campground, so that means that you need the Discovery Pass, which costs about $30 for an entire year.
Yeah, and you can get that at any place where they sell fishing and hunting licenses, and it's best if you buy it in person. Don't buy it online, because then it's only They send you something on your phone that's good for 2 weeks, but then you actually need the pass.
Yeah.
So if you buy it in person, then you have to bypass all of that rigmarole.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a 7-day stay limit at this campground. It has 7 spots, so that means it's small. If you're going to come here during peak season like we are now in the summer, then you need to come on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and come early if you want to get a place, because there's a good chance that it's going to be completely full.
Absolutely. Now, we did get a DNR map of all of the free campsites from one of the wardens that patrols the campsites. I'll put it up here so you can see it. That is extremely handy. If you can get your hands on that, go ahead and do that. Now, on the map, it says you can get a 30-foot trailer in here, and I think that's being very optimistic.
Although we did see somebody bring a 32-foot trailer in, but the road coming up is pavement for the first 10 miles off Highway 101, and then it's a narrow pavement, and then it turns to gravel for the last 5 miles in. So you want to have your lights on and go slow, because if you meet another car, it's a little stressful.
Yeah, and the gravel part is even more narrow.
Yes.
So if you have master skills at backing a trailer in, bring your 30-foot trailer, but there's only like 2 sites that you can fit in.
Maybe 3, yeah.
So I don't know what you would do if they're all taken.
Yeah. So there are picnic tables and fire pits and a pit toilet, and that's pretty much all the amenities. There's no water, there's no trash, there's no internet, unless you have Starlink.
If you have Starlink, it works just enough to check your email, to get a text out, and maybe check YouTube to see how your video did.
Yeah, and we are able to drive about 2-3 miles away and get a little bit of Verizon, so that's nice if we need to.
Yeah, up the road about 3 miles, we were getting 3 bars of Verizon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about the road to your right.
All right, the road to my right, if you keep following past the campground, 2.5 miles up is a trailhead. It goes into old growth forest, and it's in the Olympic National Park. So it's a really cool trail. You can do the whole thing. It's 4 miles up and 4 miles back, or you can just go halfway up. And there's a camping area right on the river. You do have to have your backcountry permit to be able to camp overnight, but just day hike it.
So you can fish up there for free then, because it's in the national park?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Too bad you didn't take your fishing pole with you.
I didn't even think about it.
All right, so we talked to some locals that were here when we arrived, and they said this is the first time that they've come here where there's been biting flies.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that has to do with the heat wave that's just rolled through the country. The last 3 days it has been 90 degrees at this campground.
Which is extremely warm for this area, so that's probably why the flies are out. But they're ferocious during the heat of the day.
Yes. Thankfully, they are not out in the morning. They're out for about 5 hours from noon to 5-ish. And then when the evening cools down, they disappear. But this is the only thing that we have used. It's Avon Skin So Soft Strong Bug Repellent. I'll put a link to this. Now, full disclosure, my aunt is an Avon representative, and I'm not saying this just because of that. We sat outside for dinner one night and the flies were terrible. We sprayed this on 4 corners of the table and they disappeared.
Yeah.
The biting flies, you put this on you and they're gone.
Yeah, it works awesome. Like better than anything else that we've tried.
At least we're here. Yeah. I hope that this works as good for you as it did for us. Yeah, so no, this is, and we wouldn't say that this worked if it didn't. So I will leave a link for this for my aunt. And I would appreciate it if you would check her out.
Yeah.
All right, did we forget anything?
As far as dog friendly, it's super dog friendly, but there is a lot of other people with pets in the campground, so just keep your pet on the leash while it's in the campground.
Yeah.
Rudel loves swimming here. He's having a great time.
He has really enjoyed swimming here, yeah. Now, 3 of the 7 campgrounds have trails down to the river, and there's only
spots.
Oh, camp spots. 3 of the 7 camp spots have trails down to the river. The other 4 pretty much either have to go through those 3 campsites or 1 trail that's hidden. So if you're camping next to the river, be prepared for people to walk through your campsite.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be able to access the river too.
It's just, there's just no other way to get down there.
All right, I think that's it.
Do you have a favorite campsite here?
The one that we're in. So campsite number 2 is by far my favorite. We got a little bit of solar, enough to keep our batteries completely charged. Had a good mix of shade, and we're right on the riverfront.
Yeah.
So.
Now, if you do need to sleep with this white noise app, you're not going to need it here because the river is quite loud.
Yep.
In fact, that's why we're up the road, because you wouldn't be able to hear us in camp.
Yeah.
But this is an awesome spot. I'm glad we came.
I am too. If you come down here, we hope you do. Please check out the river, maybe go for a swim. It's fantastic here. There's just a great swimming hole.
Absolutely.
All right, we will catch you next video. If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron, or check out our new merchandise at oneadvantureatatime.com. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.